in school. And we were there, and we didn't have like the parent areas that we have right now in the lobby. We cleared out the lobby so the parents can sit out there and hear the message. And so all the kids were in there. If the kids weren't in the gym, they were in that public school cafeteria. And I was preaching a little long that day. I couldn't keep it short. And a kid in the back looked at his mom, and I wish he would have whispered. How many of you know sometimes you wish your kids would whisper and they don't? And he yells out as loud as he could. It's like a 2-year-old. "This guy's going so long. When's it going to be over, Mom?" I thought, that's my cue. That's my cue. The other day I was out in the parking lot, and there was this family who was visiting, and they were walking out. And I heard the kid, when he walked past me, someone asked, "Hey, how'd you like the service?" And he said, "That guy talks too much." And I said, "Well, okay, guilty." From the mouth of babes. And so he said it was mad and it was mirth. The Hebrew word for mad is halal. It's a word for foolish. It's a word for being mocked. It's a senseless delusion. And so he said it's just something that was senseless. It was senseless. It was mirth. Samaka, it's the happiness from a feast or rejoicing. And so in verse 3, he says, I then sought my heart to give it unto wine. Give it unto wine. And I don't know if you have met anyone who had just given themselves over to an addiction, whether it was alcohol or a substance of some kind. But I'm so thankful for those that gather on Friday nights right here in this building, and they do celebrate recovery, and they help to share the freedom that's in Jesus Christ. I'm thankful that, hey, listen, if you're struggling with a substance abuse or you have a family member who's struggling with that, listen, we have Al-Anon. We have some things that we would love to give you some support and some accountability. We want to help you with that. My friend, listen, you can try, as my own father did, to fill that void with wine, with alcohol, but it will not fill it. You will be empty. And so this is what he said. He said, listen, I sought that, but my heart was trying to lay hold on it. In verse number 3, he says it laid hold on folly. And he said, I was looking for the good for the sons of men. He said, I wanted to do what was right, but he said I was just feeling empty. It was vanity, havel. It was meaningless. G.K. Chesterton said, meaninglessness does not come from being weary of pain. Meaningless comes from being weary of pleasure. And so he just came to the end of himself. And eventually that experience, that substance, that porn addiction, it will leave you broken. It will leave you empty. And A.W. Tozer, in his book, The Root of the Righteous, says the man who lives to please himself will find that he has no one to please him in the end. We all will come to the end, and chasing the world's pleasures, it will provide some momentary happiness, but we can live every single day to please God, and we will experience His lasting joy. There's really two choices on the shelf. It's serving God and pleasing God, or pleasing and serving self. That's really the two choices that we have. And so that pursuit for pleasure, it will deceive you. And it will deceive you because you think that it will bring you lasting fulfillment, and it just won't. Number 2, I want you to see the chase for treasure will trap you. It'll trap you. Now, not treasure itself, but the chase for it. And he says this in verse 4 through verse 8. He talks about the great works in the houses in verse 4 and the vineyards. In verse 5, the gardens and the orchards and the trees, all kinds of fruits. In verse 6, the pools of water that, by the way, you can still see the hewn out pillars in Jerusalem, or pools that he had hewn out of the rock to bring in the wood and the trees and to feed or to water the vineyards and all of those orchards. It's incredible. He had maidens and servants and possessions of great cattle, and there was more than anyone in Jerusalem before him. Verse 7, he gathered all the silver and gold and the treasure of kings of the provinces. Verse 8. He had singers and musicians and instruments. And verse 9, he was so great and increased. He was so increased. The word increased here is yasaf. It's a Hebrew word for so much and so much beyond any expectation that it surpasses enough. It was more than enough, but he just kept wanting more and more. And the things that we seek and the money that we seek, they're not the problem. Money is not the problem. Money is not the root of all evil. It's the love of money. It's the pursuit. It's the chase. It's the I have to have this to be filled. So what we end up doing is we love things more than the giver of those good things.